Oh, my friend, this is Noel from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm coming to you today from our beautiful office here in Atlanta, and I wanted to talk to you today about the power of personal responsibility. It's one of the most difficult, maybe even sensitive topic I've ever dealt with because of what is going on in our economy right now and in America with Ferguson and also because I could have really go different way with this personal responsibility thing. I've done a video about it before. I've spoken about it before. I've wrote numerous letter on personal responsibility. But this morning is a little bit different because of the way I'm going to come at you. So embrace yourself. It's going to be one of those videos that after you finish, you're either going to love me or hate me. But before that, let me let me tell you a little bit. Um, I need your help for something. I would like you to introduce me to a community leader in the Atlanta area or in Nigeria to discuss presenting my talk to his leadership team or his member. Um, I can talk about varieties of things like dream big, dream big. I always tell people if you can do it on your own, if you can do it alone, your dream is too small. What is hilarious to me about that, I used to say that, I used to say, oh, I'm just going to do it by myself. I'm going to do it on my own. I can do it on my own. I will do it on my own. But as I get older, I started to realize that if I can do it on my own, the dream is too small. Why would I want to do it on my own? I should be able to get the help of other people to help me. I can talk about that. I can talk about the power of purpose. Your purpose should be able to push you to another level, push you to another level. When you want to give up, you think about the purpose. Or I can talk about feel the fear and do it anyway. The first time I remember a few months ago or years ago when I first started to do the video recording, I was scared to death. You think this video is bad? You should see some of my first recording. Oof. Even I don't want to look at it. And not only that, I remember on the very first one, I was sitting on a chair and my knee literally buckled up. I felt like that old commercial on TV. I felt like I'm falling and I can't get up. And how can you fall when you are sitting down? That was, but I kept doing it. And look at me now. I mean, our last event was recorded live, and I wasn't afraid to speak. You keep doing it, you keep doing it, you face your fear. Or in my meeting, you can experience the breakthrough when you embrace the moment. There's power when you embrace the moment. I've been talking about it lately. You need to learn how to slow down and embrace the moment. You know this when you can barely have a 10-minute lunch with somebody now without them pulling up their phone and checking their tweet or checking their Facebook message or email. People don't have that commitment for the moment. And I'm thinking, why would you want to meet with me for lunch for 20 minutes if you are not going to give me yourself? Why would you want to come to my office if you are going to answer your phone 5 times in a 30-minute meeting? So I started turning off my phone when I'm doing something important. I turn it off or I silence it. I don't even want to see it. I want to enjoy this moment because your presence is more important to me than the person on the virtual world. Why should you ignore somebody facing you flesh and blood that took their time to appreciate you for you to be texting somebody? And trust me, when you turn off your phone for 10 minutes, Obama is still going to be president after 10 minutes. Trust me, nothing is going to change in 10 minutes except you're going to enjoy the moment. So, if you can do the introduction, I will appreciate it. Somebody asked me, why Nigeria? Why Atlanta? Well, it's simple. I have office in Atlanta and I also work in Atlanta. Plus, I live in Nigeria and my family live in Nigeria, and I go to Nigeria at least once a month or every other month. I'm in Nigeria. So any of those places would be wonderful for me. But if you are from Kenya, if you are from Louisiana, Alabama, and you know an organization that will love to listen to me speak to them, or speak to their youth, or speak to their women group, or whatever church member, feel free to message me or call my office 770-984-5498 and ask to speak with my assistant. The second thing I wanted to talk about before we move to the personal responsibility, I got this email from one of guy on elance.com this morning. I have posted some works there. I want somebody to edit some video for me. And this is what the guy said. I thought it's very important. It's very, very good. He said, Noel, I love your video on YouTube. I've watched all of them, but before I even give you a proposal, I want to give you 3 suggestions. So I said, okay. And it's funny because one of my friends and also webmaster a few weeks ago, about 3-4 weeks ago, has told me the same thing, that Noel, your video are good, but you need to do some lighting, just a little bit adjustment to the lighting and background. It'll be wonderful. So when I hear this guy is from Turkey, Turkey, Turkey. I think that's the spelling. If it is not the spelling, deal with it. Okay, he said, Master Noel, try to buy an entry-level camera. That webcam you are using is awful. Then the second, you're right, I know, I've been told. Okay, then the second one, he said you can add a background in AE without using a green screen, but it will look like SHIT. So investing in a proper green screen is a good idea. You can find cheap one on eBay. Honestly, I don't know what that means. I don't know what he's talking about, so I'm going to let that slide. Then the third one is, I know what he was talking about. He said, buy an entry-level microphone. This will save you money on sound editing, as proper sound doesn't need as much touching up. Well, I emailed him immediately. I said, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So when my assistant walked in this morning, I'll give this to her to work on. So bear with us. In a couple of weeks, I promise you, the lighting, the visual aid, and everything on the camera will be a lot better than it is right this moment. I promise you that. Now, move to our power of personal responsibility. I'm going to show you some picture, and I want you to look at it very clearly. This is the first picture. Can you see that handsome boy? Yeah, that's me. Not only I want you to pay attention to the handsome boy on the left side or right hand side, depending on where you are, the way you turn, but I want you to pay attention to the picture on the television. That's my television when I first came to America. Do you remember who that guy is? Yes, that was The Rock. That shows you how long this picture has been. This is my first year in America. So I think that was in the 90, 91, 92. Okay, then watch this. I'm not really sure why I'm showing you this, but I know the first one I show it to you. But this one, a friend was getting married and I was there. This one, I show it to you because you can see how skinny I was compared to my big fat belly now that I'm trying to lose. Since I have my kids, I can't get rid of it. Now, look at this one. Class of 95. Can you tell Master Noel from this picture? Boom, that's Master Noel. Okay. 95, Anchorage, Alaska. And then this is I wanted to show you a couple of recent pictures. This is a picture I took with my wife a few weeks ago in my village. I hope she doesn't get mad at me for showing you, but and then this one too. I thought it's nice. Okay. And then this last one, I'm showing it to you for no reason other than I was in my village a few weeks ago, and there was a place in my village that hot water and cold water met, and it's been there for years. It's the only place in the world where you can see a hot water on the left and cold water on the right. So I went up there. I just said, let me wash my face off. Kind of superstitious. I feel like maybe if I wash my face off with natural hot water, I'll become a billionaire the next day. Not yet. It didn't happen. But anyway, I'm showing you this picture because of the type of topic I want to deal with today. I want to talk about the power of personal responsibility. In the news lately, the story of Michael Brown has dominated every Twitter, every Facebook post, every CNN talk, and about the police officer that literally get away with murder. It's a little bit difficult for me to talk about because I have a 2-year-old daughter and I have a 4-year-old boy, and anytime I hear that somebody dies, somebody's kids die, especially black kids, I immediately put myself in that situation that 10 years from now, that could have been my boy, or it could have been my girl. So I am a little bit emotional. I don't like to hear that anybody's kids, white, black, or Mexican, or anybody's kids, get gunned down by law enforcement that supposed to protect us. Okay, and one of the reasons I show you the picture earlier to kind of set a basis for this, my high school picture, my high school graduation '95, and also the first picture I took while I first came to America with the rock. And even if you don't believe that picture, you can believe the rock. So that will tell some of you how long it's been. One of the reasons I show that picture is this, because I wanted to show you that it's difficult for me to be partial in this because I've been here for going to 25 years. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of America, and I believe I'm still going to see the good, the bad, and the uglies of America. And to me, depending on how you look at it, things you could say things are getting worse, or you could say things are getting better. Just depend on how you choose to look at things. I grew up in Alaska with predominantly white folks. Really, in my class, 99%, sometimes 100% of the students are white. I didn't know there were so many black in America until I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. So my church was predominantly white, and to me, I think everybody loved each other. At least that's what I felt at the time. Even up till now, when I still have some folks that are my friend on LinkedIn or on Facebook, we are still connected one way. And back to my high school days, I I don't remember ever being bullied by other race. In fact, most of the bullying that I experienced in high school was by another foreigner who felt like I don't speak enough English and they decided to just do their own thing and bully me. I remember in one of my class I reported one of the guys from Taiwan, I think, either Taiwan or somewhere. And I told my instructor if he didn't stop it, I'm going to go to the office and reported it. And then the guy finally stopped the bullying. So I say that to say this, that bullying takes place anywhere. And what is going on in America right now, even though the media wants it to look like a race, this issue is not too much about race as it is about personal responsibility. And I'm going to be careful how I say that. Like I said, one of the reasons I show you this old picture of mine is to kind of let you know that even though I still have this accent, I've been here for 25 years. Even though I'm not saying that I know everything about race that goes on in America, because I cannot say that I did not experience racism. So, but still, I want to kind of create some credibility so that you will know that at least to some extent, I knew what I'm talking about. Okay, so Michael Brown gets shot. He didn't have a gun in his arm. And it's weird because how could you shoot somebody with no gun in their arm? Even though I say I'm worried about my kids, let's be realistic. I'm worried about me now because I could be in the middle of the road and get shot as a black man. I'm worried about that. But something funny happened a few days after he gets shot, and there was pressure on the department to release the video. Instead of the department to release the video of the shooting. They didn't. They released the video of Michael Brown robbing a store near the convenience store nearby. And to me, that was weird. At first, I was upset that first of all, you kill a young black boy, and now you're going to show a video of him robbing the store. I thought that was so injustice. That was so unfair to me. I feel like, okay, you couldn't find the video of somebody that wronged me or did me wrong, but you are going to dig up my past video and show it for the whole world while I am not here to defend myself. But then, as the time go by, in fact, this morning when I knew I was going to be talking about this, I googled Michael Brown just to see how old he was. If it was wrong, it was wrong. But according to Google, he was 18 years old. Let me tell you something. 18 years old is a baby. I don't care how tall he is, how big he is, whatever. 18 years old is a baby. I'm going to be 40 in a couple of years. I remember 18 years ago, some of the things I knew now, I didn't know 18 years ago when I was 18. So let's be realistic. This is still a baby. And let's not try to camouflage anything like, oh no, it's an adult. No, this is a baby. And once you say it is a baby, it's also very funny, because if the video of a man that was robbing a store and bullying a store employee was actually Michael Brown, I'm confused, because based on that video, what make it okay, or what did he go through in his life that make him think it was okay to just walk into somebody's store, took something at will, and leave? Something must have happened. I'm confused about that. As much as we might not want to talk about that, I think somebody needs to talk about that, while at the same time not justifying somebody killing a baby with no gun. Let me say that again. What makes it okay for somebody to walk into a convenience store and just took anything he want and walk out, and he knew that it's okay, nobody can touch him, it's untouchable, it's big? What happened in his life? Where is personal responsibility? And why I'm not trying to go back and say, oh, let's blame his dad, let's blame his mom, but I'm also trying to figure out this. Where were his parents in his life? Were they in his life, or were they not in his life? Again, we are not making excuse, but what happened? I remember growing up in Alaska, I have friends, there's some things my friend will do and I will never do. And they will tell me, oh, Noel, it's okay, and I wouldn't do it. Part of it is because my parents taught me that my mom, especially my mom, always tell me, Noel, if you get yourself in jail, I ain't get no money to come and bail you out. You know, we are all depending on you to make it in America. Or, you know, we don't even have money to eat, so we ain't doing anything. So there's some things my friend will do that I would dare not do. Because there's still fear in me that if something bad happened to me, my friend, their parents are probably going to get them out the same night, and I'll be there for 2 years because of $500, because of $5,000. So I mind my own business to some extent. Even up till now in Atlanta, I always tell some of my friends, I can't do what you do. They say, why? I say, because you have brothers here, you have mothers here. Your mother can put a house for sale or get a loan on the bank if they need to help you out of jail. Whereas I don't have mother here. My mom died 2 years ago, and my dad died 5 years ago, and even before that, they don't have money to bail me out. So I've always had that fear of personal responsibility, that I need to be responsible for my action. Where is the personal responsibility in this? Now, after we find out that the city was not going to prosecute the police officer, we are all mad, and we should be, Because at the end of the day, like I said, a baby was killed. A baby with no, that was not armed, was killed by the system that was designed to prosecute him. But what I'm concerned about, somebody say, oh, let's go march, let's go do this, let's do that. Listen, like I said, I'm afraid because especially when I saw them burning out the offices down there, I'm thinking that was Atlanta. That could have been my office. So for real, you think that was the best way to do that? Rioting and burning up offices and killing other people? Are you serious? I don't think so. I think it's time for us to realize that prayer might not be the answer. Fasting might not be the answer. We've been doing that for years. Don't let somebody else convince you that revival, let's have 5-day revival. We've been doing that. This is the time for somebody to tell the truth to our black men, to our white men, to whoever, young people, personal responsibility. Somebody needs to teach personal responsibility. Somebody needs to take what is ethic, what is moral, what is acceptable in the society. Somebody needs to teach the police department personal responsibility. Don't be going out there and be killing people and be pleading freedom of whatever you want to plead. What is wrong is wrong. This is the time for us to know, as a society, to know, actually to reconsider, like Carlton Pearson would say, to reconsider what we believe, why we believe it, and what is the consequence of not believing what we believe. So when it comes to personal responsibility, I already admitted to you that prayer might not necessarily be the key. While I'm not saying do not pray, I'm just saying maybe it's time for us to re-examine ourselves, to reconsider what we believe, why we believe it, and what is the consequences of not believing what you believe. So today, take some personal responsibility for your action. And as I close, I want to remind you this is Master Noel from Atlanta, Georgia. And I hope this video has been a blessing to you. Call me if you have any question. No, don't call me. I'm just kidding. You better not have any question. This is a free video for you. You better not call me. But if you need a coaching, or if you just want to tell me something or want to invite me to your event, call my office 770-984-5498 and ask to speak to my assistant. Master Noel, I'll talk to you later.